Kahalayim La, Alahayna Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, Hamashiach, Wamalaki, Bahashem, Harawat, Kakorash, Barakathum, the water Bible Ball, Wakwam Yasharala. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who teach us daily. To the men out there teaching a likewise doctrine, I say you shalom. Today we're gonna get into this this female Edomite, and she's going into the stupidity of the MAGA cult, as well as the stupidity of the MAGA leader himself. And she is really running it down. And that is a telltale sign, as well as a sign that prophecies are taking place when the Lord is taking the curses off of us and putting it on our enemies. Now, it is no doubt right now, in this day and age, that the Edomite woman hates the Edomite man. Just like when the curses were upon us, when our women hated us. But as you can see through the power and strength of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the curses are being reversed now. You see? And it's going to continue to increase on our enemies. They ain't felt nothing yet because, number one, they crying in cars, but their society's still up and running. Wait till this society collapses. Then you're going to have something to cry about. But let's go ahead and get into the scriptures. I mean, the video first. And then we're going to bring out some scriptures. But before that, let's get this copyright disclaimer. I might need to update it, but it's in here. All right, here we go. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips to balance favor fair use. Let's go ahead and grab video. The name of this video is Trump's Circus of Incompetence is Stupider Than You Think. I think the word is more stupid, but let's roll.
Donald Trump is so nuts. Sometimes we forget how racist he is, and so racist. Sometimes we forget how sexist he is, and so sexist. Sometimes we forget how stupid he is, and so stupid. Sometimes we forget how evil he is, and so evil. Sometimes we forget how corrupt he is, and so corrupt. Sometimes we forget how incompetent he is, and so incompetent. Sometimes we forget how nuts he is. Our country is currently being run into the ground by the absolute dregs of humanity. Rapists, pedophiles, drunks, drug addicts, cover-up artists, grifters, Nazis, and Russian agents and assets. A merry band of mediocre, malevolent, misbegotten degenerates led by a convicted felon who's lost his frontal lobes and basically just sleeps and shits himself when he isn't stealing taxpayer money, insider trading, or crying about comedians giving him a sad. Meanwhile, we've got a eunuch Nepo baby, this pallid little flowers in the attic escapee with the energy of inherited wealth and untreated anemia, trying to negotiate us out of an illegal war we started to keep a country from getting a nuclear weapon they didn't have to reopen a strait that wasn't closed. And the best part, that silver spoon-fed Slenderman didn't even know what enriched uranium was while he was in the middle of trying to keep a country we've been bombing from having it. Over in Congress, we have a sitting member who said yesterday that January 6th was fake, staged, didn't happen, but we should be spending $2 billion rewarding the people who did the fake thing that didn't happen. Almost $2 billion for the hoax. If the fire never happened, why are we reimbursing the arsonists? And because this timeline apparently has a humiliation kink, Homeland Security is being run by a nose-fingering, Senate-brawling, can't-define-a war knuckle-dragger, while public health is somehow being run by a guy who couldn't even keep a brainworm alive, whose voice sounds like a weed whacker underwater. And thanks to the chainsaw-juggling ketamine king cowboy who gutted USAID, we're now contending with a brand-new Ebola outbreak. And towering over all of this entire traveling carnival of dipshittery, the moron at the top, the smooth-brained troglodyte. He can't even tell Barack Obama and Joe Biden apart, and he keeps explaining to the American public that by sea doesn't mean by S-E-E, because somebody apparently had to explain to a 79-year-old president that oceans exist. We've had presidents who were geniuses. We've had presidents who were mediocre. Surely the bar for commander-in-chief should sit at least a tad bit higher than a guy who thinks nipple and button are the names of countries. It would almost be funny if it weren't so catastrophic. A government run by people this spectacularly dim, this vaingloriously incompetent, this aggressively allergic to facts should be the setup to a joke, not the governing philosophy of the most powerful country on earth. Except these people are poisoning our planet, killing our kids, bombing girls' schools, blowing up fishing boats, starving children, stealing from us to reward violent thugs, and doing institutional damage to this democracy that we are going to be cleaning up for a generation, if we're lucky. These people are spectacularly, impressively stupid. We're talking left side of the bell curve IQ of a bedroom slipper, dumber than a bag of mayonnaise, bowling ball brained stupid. The kind of stupid where people watched a man bankrupt casinos, incite an insurrection, ramble about whales going loco, and thought, yes, this sentence-slurring catastrophe should absolutely have the nuclear codes. And yes, they're evil, they're cruel, corrupt, careless, predatory, selfish, shameless little arsonists of the public good. They are truly, unquestionably, unapologetically rotten. But do they have to be so stupid at the same damn time?
Yeah, she went in. But see, this is also a testament of the nation of Edom's stupidity for allowing this to continue. This is a measure of how stupid America as a whole is for allowing this to go on in the first place. Because let's be honest, citizens outnumber government. So why is this continuing on? Look how long they've been trying to hide the Epstein files and all that bull. All those names on the Epstein list. Over 200 men. The only person who got punished was one female. So yeah, this is a testament to the stupidity of Edomites for allowing this. If I was wicked, I would get away with as much as I can as well. So like I said, Trump and his administration is not smart. The American people are just that stupid because you allow this behavior to go on. Y'all the only ones that have any power to do anything about it, but you won't because he's white. So you just suck it up just because he's white. You are afraid to speak against your own people. You are afraid to punish your own people. That's why you in the situation you in, which makes you by default unfit to rule. Let's get some scriptures. Job chapter 30, verse 8. They were children of fools, they were children of base men. They were viler than the earth. Let's get a definition. What is vile? Vile is an adjective that means extremely unpleasant, disgusting, and morally despicable. It is typically used to describe something foul, wicked, there it is, or offensive, that it causes strong feelings of revulsion, physical disgust, extremely foul taste, smell, or sights, moral corruption, deeply wicked, evil, or shameful behavior, general unpleasantness, highly disagreeable or irritating conditions such as terrible weather or foul temper. That's not what we're talking about. We talking about foul, disgusting, repulsive, wicked, despicable, evil, atrocious, horrible, and dreadful. But these are the people of the Lord. Okay. What Lord you talking about? Because you're not talking about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You are talking about Shaitan. That's what you're talking about. Now let's get some more scriptures. Let's go to, I think, Proverbs chapter 12, verse 8. Actually, we can start at Verse 5. The thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsels of the wicked are deceit. The words of the wicked are to lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright shall deliver them. The wicked are overthrown and are not, but the house of the righteous shall stand. A man shall be condemned according to his wisdom, commended according to his wisdom, Salakia. But he that is of a perverse heart shall be despised. He that is despised shall have it, shall and hath a servant, is better than he that honoreth himself in lack of bread. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. Exactly. Verse 13, the wicked is snared by the transgression of his lips, but the just shall come out of trouble. Verse 15, the way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he hearkeneth unto the counsel. But he that hearken unto the counsel of is wise. Now let's go to, let me see. Psalm chapter 12, verse 8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. You got Trump in the middle, and the vilest men walk on every side. This is administration. That's all the wicked Edomites that's either assisting him or allowing him to do this. Now, most of the politicians that's in on the wickedness, the Israelis are blackmailing them too, just like they blackmailing Trump. They got all this Epstein footage, and they blackmailing the United States, the whole government, to do their will. Now, you got to ask yourself this. Had they not been wicked in the first place to go to Epstein Island and do all this bullshit, they wouldn't be getting blackmailed to destroy America. It's just that simple. Now let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra. Chapter 11, verse 39 and 40. Are not thou that it remainest of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them? They're going to destroy themselves, like they destroy everything else. Verse 40. And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were passing, had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. That's all he knows. That's why we tell y'all to stop expecting the wicked to be righteous. That is not going to happen. These people were created to destroy themselves. Matter of fact, 2 Peter backs that up. Let's go there. 2 Peter chapter 2. We start at verse 9. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. Verse 10, but chiefly them that walk after the flesh and the lust of uncleanness, and despise government. Presumptuous are they, self-willed, they are not afraid to speak evil of dignities. Verse 12, but these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. Love that scripture. Now let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 9. Verse 18. A man of an ill tongue is dangerous in his city, and he that is rash in his talk shall be hated. Chapter 10, verse 2. We start at verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. This ain't that. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. You got dumbass government, you got dumbass citizens. Is it not apparent? These people chimping out. Yeah, we gonna use that on you because you the only one chimping out in jail. See, the Lord decided to be fit to put that animal, Chud, back in his cage. Now he chimping out, want to get out. Now who chimping out? Fuck, boy. Verse 3, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. This ain't that, because these people don't give a damn about rulership. These people has focused all their energy on how to control you or kill you. All their pseudoscience, all their technology evolves around these two. If we can't control you, we gonna kill you. This is Edom. Matter of fact, Sirach chapter 14, verse 5, he that is evil to himself, to whom shall he be good? He shall not take pleasure in all his goods. Verse 7, and if he do it good, he do it unwillingly, and at the last he would declare his wickedness. See, he declares wickedness during what he did in the first administration, when he was in office the first time. But now, it's all emotion, no breaks. And we told y'all this is going to happen. Sirach chapter 12, verse 10, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rust and so is his wickedness. This man just going to wax worse and worse. He ain't going to get better and better. What were you people thinking? Go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 26, verse 10. Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. It ain't in him to do right, man. But see, he sucker jawed though. He ran the same play on y'all and got y'all to vote for him again. If voting was real. But due to the fact that it's not, now y'all walking around in regret that you voted for him. You didn't vote for him. He was selected to do this shit. If that brings any comfort to you, your vote doesn't count. Because guess what? If the outcome is not what they wanted to be, the electoral college would just come in and overrule it. So you still voted for nothing. This is how he got y'all. Romans chapter 16, verse 18. For they that are such serve not our Lord, Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, but their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. He got y'all twice with this shit. It says right here, serves not our Lord, Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, but their own belly. How rich has this man gotten since he's been in office for the second term? Too rich. Why you got people sleeping in storage units and cars. Yeah. He's serving his own belly. Let's go here, Book of Nahum, chapter 3. Verse 5, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. That's why the whole world looking at this country like, y'all crazy. Everybody over here ain't crazy. It's just Edom and MAGA and all the rest of the wicked people in government that got caught over there on Epstein Island pushing this wickedness out because they have no choice. They're being blackmailed to do this, but yet they're still ashamed to tell on the people who's blackmailing them. You know why? Because the Khazarian mafia gonna come after their ass. That's why they scared to speak up. But see, Esau's a coward in nature anyway. That's why he got to do all this sneaky shit. Speaking of sneaky shit, let's go to Acts chapter 13, verse 10. And said, O full of all subtlety and all mischief, thou child of the devil, thou enemy of all righteousness, wilt thou not cease to pervert the right ways of the Lord? The answer is no, he will not stop until he is stopped. That's why he's waxing worse and worse. Because he doesn't, in reality, he thinks that he's not going to be punished. He's thinking that he's getting away with all this, but no. Which takes us to Ecclesiastes chapter 8. Verse 11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. But see, the Lord ain't going to judge you until you actually commit the act or you actually speak the blasphemous statements. So in reality, the Lord is giving you plenty elbow room to hang yourself, to earn your judgment in full. So when he brings the judgment, it's going to be in full as well. Go to 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Let's say you get an advantage of us, we're not ignorant of his devices. We know why you destroying yourself, because you destroying yourself out of lust for more control, but it's going to be to your destruction. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to believe it. You could believe it when it happens to you, eat them. Go to Psalms. Psalm chapter 26, verse 5. I have hated the congregation of evildoers and will not sit with the wicked. Verse 10. Oh, well, let's go to 9. Gather not my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloody men, and whose hands is mischief, and their right hand is full of bribes. What did he do when he came back in office for the second term? The first thing he did, he legalized bribery. And y'all let him. Psalm chapter 34, verse 21. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. See, Esau, you psyched yourself out. You told yourself so many lies over and over and over and over, you actually believe the lies. What are those lies? That ain't nothing gonna happen to you. You're gonna always be in power. Can't nobody mess with the United States. Guess what? Somebody messing with the United States. Guess what? You falling from power. See, and you catch yourself up in this paradigm where reality and fiction collides. Now you done lied to yourself so much you don't know what to believe. That's what lies do. They cloud your vision. They cloud your judgment. But see, Edom did this to themselves because they was foolish enough to think that they were actually superior. Take your ass outside 15 minutes. We'll see who's superior then. These people didn't don't get these people didn't rehearse these lies to themselves to the point they don't know which lie to run to. But then you got to look at the definition of Babylon in the Hebrew. Babel, which means confusion. Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 5. And they will deceive everyone his neighbor, all them lies, and will not speak the truth. They have taught their tongue to speak lies and weary themselves to commit iniquity. I mean, above and beyond with the wickedness, above the call of duty. These people spraying fungus in the air. They trying to block the sun. I mean, just all kind of just dumb shit. That's what we call it. I think this is Sirach. I don't want to paraphrase it. I don't want to get it. I think it's in 13. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. Here we go. Oh, shoot, my bad. It's in Proverbs. Salaki. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 12. If a ruler hearkens to lies, all his servants are wicked. Yeah, that proved to be true in this administration. Verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Ain't nobody rejoicing. That should give you an indicator of what kind of kingdom you in. And stop lying like America, this great country. It's never been great. How was a country ever great that was founded on rape, robbery, murder, and theft? And you still oppressing the indigenous to this day. And the elders always said, you will never have justice in a land where thieves murdered the indigenous to get it. That will never happen. That's why we need Yahweh Hashem Shah to come back and put this man back in his cage. Let's go here, Proverbs. Yeah, the Lord set you up real good, Edom. Y'all got caught up in all them supremacy lies, but now you see you're not that supreme. Now you don't know what to think. I'm gonna tell you what to think. If you were smart, you'll get ready for captivity. If you survive the nuclear lake of fire, that would be the smart thing to do, because it's coming, whether you approve or not. Proverbs chapter 24, verse 19. Fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked, for there shall be no reward to the evil man. The candle of the wicked shall be put out. It's coming, whether you agree or not. See, that's the thing about being in the truth. We don't need the rest of the world to agree or approve. It's just going to happen to you. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 4. A wicked doer giveth heed to false lips, and a liar giveth ear to a naughty tongue. That's all you got in the White House. Liars and thieves and murderers. But for some reason, you people saw leadership in these people. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 59, verse 6. Now, this is originally talking about two-thirds Israelites, but you can easily apply this to Esau. That is where they got this behavior from. Start at verse 4, 3. For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies. Your tongue have muttered perverseness. None calleth for justice, nor any pleader for truth. They trust in vanity and speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity. Verse 6. Their web shall not become garments, neither shall they cover themselves with their works. Their works are works of iniquity, and the act of violence is in their hands. Their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity. Wasting and destruction are in their paths. The way of peace they know not, and there is no judgment in their goings. They have made them crooked paths. Whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace. That's why all the nations that deal with the United States have figured it out. The only way to deal with the United States is to not deal with the United States. Why? Because whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace. You end up regretting dealing with the United States because they're going to betray you every time. I'm not saying it. Esau's history is saying it. Over 500 covenants broken along with the Indians. We're going to get a few more. We're going to close. Points been made. Let's get this one. Psalm chapter 55. Check this out. This is a testament that these the same old Edomites. Psalms chapter 55, verse 19. Yahweh shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old Salah, because they have no changes. Therefore they have no fear. Therefore they fear not Yahweh. See, they have no changes. They still the same wicked Edomites. He had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with them. He had broken his covenant. Did he not do that with the Indians? Did he not do that with Venezuela, Mexico, Greenland, Panama, Canada, Iran, Nigeria, Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, Libya? Yeah, he broke his covenant. And all these are brown nations. The words of verse 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. Yeah, he talked that piece shit, but he trying to figure out how to put you in jail unrighteously and take your shit. This man will pull out a pad and pencil and give himself permission to take your shit. He calls those laws. Just so you know. Jeremiah chapter 49. Verse 7, concerning Edom, thus said the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in team, and his counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? The answer is no. They never had wisdom. Why? Because the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Verse 10, but I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, his neighbor, and he is not. Now let's go back to that other scripture that I just paraphrased. Here we go. The book of Sirach, chapter 19, verse 22. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. They never had wisdom. That's why they're called the base men. That's, you know how many scriptures refer to Edom as fools, children of fools? These are not these men are too emotional to be intelligent. Because what overrides logic with Esau? Emotion. That's why we say Esau is not ruling the world, his emotions are, which automatically disqualifies him from being fit to rule. He's too emotional to be logical. All this hate, all this jealousy. You worse than a bitch, homie. Let's go to Psalms chapter 94. I know women that think way more logical than you. But Esau can't get his emotions out of the equation. That's why he's going into ruin. He follows his emotions whithersoever they take him. Psalms chapter 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? See? They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. They'll make murder legal if they could. Matter of fact, they have in some ways gray areas, because now you can go to prison in Esau's kingdom without what they call due process. Look how they did the migrants, which is Northern Kingdom. See, Esau want to be able to do whatever he wanted to do to you based on his feelings and not get punished for it. The Lord ain't playing that game, bro. You finna become a victim of everything you ever put on us. Double. And we gonna love watching your weak ass go through it. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 6. I'm about to solidify how unfit this man is to rule. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 14. Frowardness is in his heart. Frowardness means you are difficult to get along with. He deviseth mischief continually, he soweth discord. Always putting this group against that group for no reason. Why? To keep y'all arguing over dumb shit like pronouns while he's stealing your money. Verse 15, therefore shall his calamity come suddenly, suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. That's in the process of happening to him, and he don't know how to react to it because he's never been in this situation before. Verse 16, these 6 things that the Lord hate, yes, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. That is all they do. This pretty much called Trump an abomination. 7 are an abomination to him, a proud look, a lying tongue, hands to shed innocent blood. Trump is a walking abomination, along with the rest of his Edomite flunkies. Slocky. Let's end this thing in the book of Obadiah. Verse 2, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? See, he don't think he gonna get punished. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. Verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Verse 15, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, you took advantage of his people. So shall all the heathen drink continually. Not just Esau, all you nations benefited. You got Africans, Ishmael, Moab, Ammon in our neighborhood selling shit that's gonna kill us in their little corner stores, but we're not allowed to go into their neighborhoods and set up shop. See, and they don't get shit back to the hood. Yeah, you got your consolation on this side, just like the 2/3 of Israel. So shall all the, let me start over, verse 16. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. Verse 17, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. Everything you stole, you about to run that. Verse 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. Verse 21, and Savior shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. Not Trump's, not Putin's, not Xi Jinping, not AI, not none of this bullshit Esau pulling out his ass to make you think he's not going into captivity. He's about to get it the worst. And the worst of all, after all that, after 1,000 years of captivity and hardcore slavery, you're going to be rounded up and exterminated. You and them Amalekites, them fake tiny tops over there. So yeah, you were chosen for something. The only nation chosen to be exterminated. Call Halayim La, Alahayna Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, Wa Malaki by Hashem, Harawat, Wakakorash, Barakathum, the water Bible Bar, Wakwam Yasharala. Shalom.